Hello everybody, Interi back again to talk about this Masters 1000 final in Monte Carlo between these two surprising players, between Fabio Fognini and Dusan Lajovic. We have got not expected final, guys, like we all know. Nobody of us expected to see these two dudes face each other in this first clay court 2000 Masters event here in Monte Carlo. But after they have played tremendous good tennis, both of them, and defeating very good players on their way, so they definitely deserved to meet in this final. Fabio Fognini has defeated on his way, I believe, Alexander Zverev, one of them, and then of course in the semi-finals yesterday, Rafael Nadal. That is the most impressive win from the Italian guy on his way to this final. And Dusan Lajovic, he has defeated some great players as well on his way. He has defeated Dominic Thiem, a great clay court player from Austria, and then he has defeated Medvedev in the semi-finals. That was a great victory as well. So he has played some great tennis as well on his way to his first ever ATP Tour final. Actually, Dusan Lajovic has never been in an ATP Tour final before. So it was two guys who has surprised us all and made it to their first ever Masters Thousands final. And for Dusan Lajovic, is his first ever ATP Tour final in general. And congratulations to Fabio Fognini for winning this final, and winning his first ever thousands Masters title in his career. His ninth title overall in his career. And his first ever Masters thousands title. Tennis is quite strange, guys. Fabio Fognini was almost out in the first round against Andrei Rublev. He was down 6-4 and 4-1, and Rublev had game points to be 5-1, but Fabio Fognini dig deep and turned that around, and the rest is history, guys. That's how sport sometimes works, and it's strange, but that's what things goes around in sports sometimes. And Fabio Fognini really dig deep in that first match against Rublev, and he has just been impressing more and more in every match that he has played since then. He was even in the quarterfinals against Choric, he was down one. He lost the first set 6-1, but turned that match around as well. And then in the semifinals against Rafa Nadal, he was of course really impressive. All right, I know Rafa was not at his best, but you cannot take nothing away from Fognini. He was really hitting the ball really clean. Yesterday, I think yesterday he did 21 winners and only 22 unforced errors, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And he kept on doing the same way in this final, guys. He did, I think, 19 winners today and only 23 unforced errors. So that is a really good stat. He was playing clean tennis. He was doing a lot of good things. He served better today than he did yesterday. Actually, he landed, I think, 63% first serves in. Against Rafa, he landed only 48, I believe. So all in all, Fognini did a really clean final. He was the better player against Dusan Lajovic. Dusan Lajovic didn't do his best match in this week, to be quite honest. Before this final, Dusan Lajovic has won all his matches in straight sets. He has not lost a set in this event before this final. So he was really impressing on me, guys, before this final. He won all his matches in straight sets, and that has not Fabio Fognini done in his matches. He has lost a couple of sets before this final. He lost a set against Choric. He lost a set against Rublev. A match that he was almost packing, guys, in that first match, Fognini. But he turned that around, like I told you before in the video, and won that match. And then he did win his all matches after the Rublev match. He turned the match around against Choric as well in the quarterfinals. So Fabio Fognini has not been impressing like Dusan Lajovic in his matches. He has lost sets before this final, but he defeated the most impressive guy of all time, guys, on this surface, which is Nadal, of course. So, of course, Fabio Fognini was sky high with his confidence, and he showed that in this final. Even though Dusan Lajovic didn't do his best match in this final, I think Dusan Lajovic did 36 unforced errors and only 16 winners. That is not this kind of unforced errors he has not done in the whole week, guys. 36 unforced errors. That is way too much to defeat a solid clay court player like Fabio Fognini. At least this week has been solid, and he has been hitting the ball really clean. So this was Dusan Lajovic's weakest match in the entire week, but that doesn't take away nothing from Fabio Fognini's performance. Fabio Fognini's performance was, guys, really clean, really good. Like I said, 19 winners he produced, and he only made 23 unforced errors in the whole match. So that is not much. He did 7 unforced errors with his backhand and 14 with his forehand and 2 double faults. So that is a proof that Fabio Fognini has a really good backhand, guys. That is a shot that is really good. To me, his backhand is better than his forehand, and the stats is proving that. He did 14 unforced errors with his forehand and only 7 with his backhand. So that is proof to me that Fabio Fognini's backhand is really good when he is on fire. That is the shot that is a weapon from Fabio Fognini. If I would say one practical shot that he can hurt you with, I think it is his backhand. Alright, his forehand is solid as well, but not as solid as his backhand is. And the stats are showing that he do more unforced errors with his forehand than he does with his backhand. He did 14 unforced errors with his forehand and only 7 with his backhand. And 2 double faults, of course. So in total, Fabio Fognini made 23 unforced errors. That is good stats, guys. That is not a lot of unforced errors, and produced 19 winners. So that is really good stats, guys. To compare that with Dusan Lajovic, who did 36 unforced errors and only 16 winners. That is way too much unforced errors, guys. And that you can impossible defeat a player like Fabio Fognini, who's playing this solid and this clean tennis. So clearly the better player won this final, and it was definitely Fabio Fognini. Congratulations to Fabio Fognini for his 9th title overall in his career, and his biggest title, of course, in his career. He has never won a 1000 Masters title in his career before. This is his first, and he is the lowest seeded player that has won Monte Carlo since, I believe, in 1999, guys, since Gustavo Kuerten won. Is the lowest player before Fabio Fognini, and he was the 13th seed in 1999. Then when Gustavo Kuerten won this event as the lowest tennis player before Fabio Fognini, and 20 years later, Fabio Fognini does the same achievement, guys. He is the lowest seeded player in 20 years who wins this event, and guess what? He is number 3rd seed as well. He is number 13 seed as well, since Gustavo Kuerten won this event as the number 13 seed in 1999, and Fabio Fognini is the lowest seeded player to do that in 20 years, guys. And the first Italian guy since, I believe, 1968, 51 years later, to win the Monte Carlo. The last Italian dude who won this event was 51 years ago, guys, in 1968. And Fabio Fognini is the second Italian dude in 51 years, guys, who is doing this remarkable achievement. So congratulations to Fabio Fognini for a unbelievable tournament, guys. This was not an expected win. I didn't have Fabio Fognini even not as a dark horse, guys. I know that he is a great shot maker. I know that he has a great potential, but Fabio Fognini has felt to me like I don't know, a similar guy like Kyrgios at times. He has a lot of tennis in him. He is crazy talented. He has great shots, both with his forehand and with his backhand. He doesn't have a great serve. He doesn't do a lot of serve aces. He doesn't put a lot of serves in play. I don't think he did any surveys in this match, in this final. I may be wrong, I don't know, but I don't think he did any service in this match, and he landed 63% first serves. That is a good stat. But that is not a crazy good stat. But and against Rafa in the semifinals, he only landed 48% of his first serve. So Fabio Fognini doesn't have any monstrous good serve. So he's not winning matches on his serve. That's for sure. He's winning matches on his winners, guys, and he does more winners than his opponents. He did more winners than Rafa in the semifinals. He did 21 winners against Rafa, and Rafa did only 10 winners. So he did 11 more winners than Rafa in the semifinals. And even in this final, he did more winners than Dusan Lajovic. He did Dusan Lajovic did only 16 winners, and Fabio did 19 winners. 3 more winners than Dusan, and of course he plays more clean tennis than his opponents. At least this week he has done that. Both against Rafa. Rafa did 25 unforced errors yesterday, and Fabio did only 22, I believe, yesterday. So he's and even in this match he did only 23 unforced errors, and Dusan Lajovic 36. So Fabio is doing 13 less unforced errors than Dusan Lajovic. So clearly Fabio Fognini is playing more cleaner tennis than his opponents. At least he has done that this week, both against Rafa Nadal, of course, yesterday, and even against Dusan Lajovic today in this final. So congratulations to Fabio Fognini for a remarkable week in Monte Carlo. His best week in his tennis career for sure. Congratulations to his first ever Thousands Masters title. Congratulations to his 9th tour title, all in all, in his career. This is and that's it, guys. This is good for tennis, to see some new winners. Of course, it's always fun to see these big giants, Rafa, Federer, and Djokovic win titles and see them in the big finals. But we need some new names as well, guys. We need some new, fresh names. We saw a new name in Indian Wells win his first Masters 1000 title when Dominic Thiem defeated Roger Federer in Indian Wells in that final, and we are seeing a new name here in Monte Carlo when Fabio Fognini won his first Masters title in his career, in his first ever Masters 1000s final. So I think this is good for tennis, guys. We need to see some new names. We need to see some fresh blood. Fabio Fognini is only, I think he is 31 years old. Soon he will be 32 years old in next month, in May. So he's a late bloomer, guys. He has won his biggest title pretty late in his career. So it must be a fantastic for him, for his family, and for his team. So congratulations to Fabio Fognini. He really deserved it. And that's it, guys, from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.